Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about fashion photography and how to actually become a fashion photographer. So step one, decide what kind of fashion photography you actually want to do. There are different types of photography under the fashion photography umbrella. So you've got things like e-commerce, you've got advertising, you've got fashion editorial. So decide what you're most interested in, do some research, find out about each style of photography, and find out what you're most interested in and what appeals to you most. Different types of fashion photography have different pay scales. When you're doing something like fashion editorial and you're shooting for a fashion magazine, they don't have much budget for that, so you're not gonna get paid that much or paid at all. Whereas in advertising, you're working with a brand to sell a product, so you're gonna make more money. So have a look, do some research and find out what sort of photography appeals to you the most and what you really want to focus on. A lot of photographers will do editorial jobs in order to promote themselves for the advertising campaigns and things like that. So just do some research, find out what appeals to you the most. You want to take a look online, in magazines and in photo books to discover different photographers and find the style that you're drawn to and that you're inspired by. I think it's important to look at the history of photography and take a look at the work of people who would be considered the greats of fashion photography. So these are photographers from the 20th and early 21st century. This includes photographers from the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s. People like Richard Avedon, Irving Penn, Helmut Newton, Annie Leibovitz. Also photographers who really rose to prominence maybe in the 90s with the whole supermodel era. People like Stephen Meisel, Marie Testino, Nick Knight, Tim Walker, Herb Ritts. The list goes on and on. But if you don't really feel like those photographers represent you and the type of work that you want to create, there's a whole new age of photographers coming in within the last 5 to 10 years who are a lot more diverse and include people of color and female photographers. Some newer names would be people like Rafael Pavarotti, who's huge in the industry right now, Harley Weir, Nadine Ijewere, Campbell Addy, and Tyler Mitchell. So there's lots of different people to look at and sort of gain inspiration from and be inspired by. Step 2, build a portfolio. Once you've decided what kind of fashion photography you want to create, you're then going to want to build a portfolio, which is basically just a collection of work that demonstrates your skills as a photographer and helps you get booked for your first jobs. As a beginner, the best way to start this is to take pictures of people that you know, such as friends or family. You're going to want to get a few outfits together and find a nice location somewhere in your city, or maybe if you've got a nice area in your home, and take some clean, simple shots. This doesn't really need to be an elaborate shoot. The purpose of this is 1, to practice your photographic skill, and 2, to have photos of actual people so that you can go on to the next step, which is approaching model agencies. So, model agencies. Model agencies represent models and get them booked for ad campaigns, editorials and fashion shows. Any adverts you see on a billboard or any editorials you see in a magazine, the models in those photos are probably represented by a model agency. When agencies bring on new models, they're known as new faces, and new faces need to develop what's called a book, which is similar to your portfolio, a collection of photos which is going to help them get booked for jobs in the future. This is where you as a photographer come in. You're going to want to arrange what's called a test shoot or trade for print TFP shoot. Basically, this is an exchange of services. The model models for you, you photograph the model, no money is exchanged, but the benefit is that at the end of the day, you can both use the photos on your portfolios to promote yourselves. So how do you do this? You're going to want to Google model agencies in your area, get in touch with a few of them by email, let them know that you're a photographer and that you're looking to test shoot with some new faces. Send them a few photos that you've taken before of other people so that they can see the quality of your work, and then go from there. As this video is about becoming a fashion photographer in general, I'm not going to go too deep into model agencies specifically. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. So once again, you can do these test shoots outside in a nice location or in a studio if you have the budget to rent one. Having these test shoot photos will help you develop your post-production and retouching skills as well. And if you haven't already, I'd recommend checking out some tutorials on YouTube or maybe on Skillshare or a platform like that to find out how to retouch and edit your work professionally. Building a team. So now you've got a small portfolio and you've worked with professional models, the next step, which I think is one of the most important in becoming a fashion photographer, is building a team. Those first few test shoots that you did probably had very minimal styling, hair and makeup, if any at all. The focus really should have been on just capturing the model. So now that you've done that, you're going to want to build a team so that you can really take your work to the next level and closer to the work that you're inspired by. Fashion photography is really about styling and creating a mood, and as a photographer, you can't always do that by yourself, so you're going to need to get a group of people to help you bring the vision to life. Working with fashion stylists, hairstylists, and makeup artists is really going to elevate your work and help make it look more professional and appealing to future clients, magazines, and also other model agencies. So you're probably thinking, how do I get these people to work with me? And the best way is probably through social media. If you see a photo shoot that you like, take a look at the credits, find out who the stylist was, maybe get in touch with them, find out if they want to work with you. There may also be Facebook groups for fashion creatives in your area that you can join and post in and look for people to collaborate with. You can also just put a call out, maybe on your Instagram story. Just say you're looking for a makeup artist or a stylist, and you never know who people know. Someone might be able to refer someone to you. Working with publications. Once you've got some great shoots under your belt and you've got a good team, you can begin looking at pitching or submitting your work to online or print publications. As a photographer working with a publication, it not only gives you more exposure, but it also may allow you to access more experienced models and also allow your stylists to access better styling options. Have a look around online at magazines or publications that you think that your work would be a good fit for and get in touch with them. Networking. Building a network is super important because it allows people to get to know you and the skills that you've been developing this whole time. You don't just want to post your work on Instagram and just get lost in the sauce. You want to be actively promoting and marketing yourself as a photographer. Some ways that you can do this is following people from the fashion industry. So these are fashion editors, photo editors, creative directors, reaching out to people that you'd like to work with via email and showing them your portfolio. And also connecting people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great platform to connect with industry professionals and more commercial clients. And finally, keep going. Being consistent is essential. As you start to get work published or you start to book jobs, it's really important to just keep going. You really want to keep that momentum up. Keep making connections with new creatives, keep marketing yourself to potential clients, and keep practicing and honing your skills as an artist. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it somewhat helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a like and also subscribe to the channel for more photography content. If you want to see more of my work and also keep up to date with everything that's going on, make sure you follow me on Instagram @IanHippo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.